Welcome to the end of 2025. And if you are rushing, trying to get your New Year's goals done, finish strong, and do all these things that we're constantly being told to do as women in order to make the most out of December, I'm here to let you in on a little secret. You're probably doing it wrong. When you learn how to do December from a place of more feminine energy, you get to rest and slow down, yes, even during this very busy time of year, and I will give examples, and you set yourself up for success in the new year, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Hi, my name is Amanda. Welcome to this channel where we talk about how to manifest what you want in life without all the extra stress, chaos, and drama that most people are accustomed to. Lately, we've been talking a lot about nervous system regulation, feminine energy, living from a place of feminine energy, relationship dynamics, and so much more. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single video that we have coming out on this channel. We're doing videos almost every single day, but we're going to slow down as we get toward the end of the year, and I'm going to explain why. In addition to that, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up because it helps us get it in front of more women. And as always, if I have extra resources available for you to go deeper into the content that I'm going to be talking about in this video, I will make mention of it throughout the video. 2 places where you can get started. Number 1, you can download our free Enhance Your Feminine Energy Guide. Just input your name and email and it will get emailed to you directly. When you join our email list, you will be the first to know about promotions or new classes or new videos that we have coming out. In addition, you guys are the first ones to know when I open up private coaching spots again. And I have something very special for you for the month of December to help you with everything that we're going to be talking about in these, last couple weeks of December going into the first couple weeks of January. So I have spent the last month creating something called the Magnetic Woman Transformation Bundle. These are the 13 initiations that have been downloaded to me in terms of what a feminine woman must go through to go from a state of survival and constant hustle, which we're going to be talking a little bit about today, into a place of more feminine energy where everything becomes more attracted to her. These are the 13 initiations I realized I had to go through in order to go from a hyper independent, overworked, perpetually single woman to meeting my husband, moving to another country, and ending up in a new career where money flows a lot more easily and passively in just a couple of short years. So we just opened it at early bird access. Those of you on the email list, you already got emails about this. So check your email. And now I'm letting YouTube know, hey, the doors are open at early bird access. It's going to be at a special discount in December only, and you can get more information in the link below, and I'll also have it in the first comment. So I just wanted to make sure that we got that handled. Okay, great. So let's get into why December is probably one of the most powerful months for feminine transformation. Now, before getting into it, I want you to put your hand on your heart and another one on your womb, and I want you to just take a very deep breath. Darling, I want you to slow down because December isn't just a month. It's a portal, it's a threshold, and it's a very quiet initiation because we're moving into a space where the world actually slows down. I know that on the outside, especially perhaps in Western countries, it does not look like that. I know that on the outside, and believe me, girl, I've been there, it looks like, getting everything squared away at your job to finish off the year. Or if you have a business, you have to do all your planning for the next year. Or it looks like all the holiday parties or all the errands that you need to run. If you have kids, they have stuff going on at school. Maybe you're traveling like I'm going to be traveling. So I get it. I understand that outside it looks very busy as we get toward the end of the year. But that's not the energetics of what is going on in December. What's going on in the energetics is the world actually slows down, the noise dissolves, your inner voice is able to get louder. And December, really, especially once we get to the last couple weeks, is like this space between identities, right? What is it that they call it? That portal between the end of December and beginning of January, where you don't even know what day it is, what time it is, you don't know what's going on. It's because it's a portal. And the portal is who you've been versus who you are becoming. And here's why this is so important to feminine transformation. Up until this point, especially if you follow this YouTube channel, you've probably spent the last 11 months in doing, proving, and pushing. And the reality is that the feminine and feminine energy doesn't awaken with any of that. There are moments in time where we need to use that masculine energy or co-opt masculine energy, as I say, because ultimately we are feminine essence. At the end of the day, we don't really have masculine energy, but we can co-opt it and do it in a feminine way, just like men don't really have feminine energy, but they can co-opt it if they need to. So there are moments in which we have to have structure. There are moments in we have to do stuff. We have to have order. I'm going to give examples of that. But the reality is that the feminine, she awakens through presence, not pressure. And December invites that softness. December invites slowing down. And when your nervous system is able to exhale, your reality on the outside actually starts to shift. When a woman slows down and softens, that's when things become naturally attracted to her. And that's a huge topic that I cover in the Magnetic Woman Transformation Bundle, which again is at early bird pricing for I think the next couple weeks. And then it's going back up to full price. I'm doing this because it's the inauguration. It's the opening of that temple and that portal. So you can get it at an early bird price temporarily. And the reality is that when you slow down, you become more magnetic, but it's also when your intuition, which I call your sacred signal, that's when that starts to turn on. And when your sacred signal turns on, you get clarity and you get release, and then you're going to know exactly what kind of energies to move into in 2026. And the reality is that there's 3 separate portals that happen in December. The first one is what I call the portal of release. So this is the shedding patterns that you don't want to carry forward anymore into 2026. Take a look and be like, what patterns did I have in 2025 that I really don't want to take into 2026, and make note of those things. Sometimes I'll have clients write these things out, and then I'll have them do a fire burning ceremony where they burn the paper in a fire safe bowl, please, or in a fire safe environment. And that fire invites the transformation and the transmutation of those energies. And the smoke is, well, then it's going up to the heavens. The next is the portal of rest. So it's about rebuilding your capacity to slow down. And when you rebuild your capacity for rest, you start building in nervous system safety. And when a woman starts building in nervous system safety, she actually expands her capacity to receive more and more and manifest better. A lot of you are like, hey, I've been trying to manifest this thing for a long time and it's just not happening. I can promise you that what's going on is your nervous system is not on board with what it is that you are trying to manifest. And then finally, we move into the portal of rebirth. So this is a quiet remembering, not of changing or who do we want to be. Really, it's about more of who we truly are. And I tell women on this channel this all the time. It's not like you have to become more feminine. You already know how to do it. It's a matter of remembering what feminine energy is. Now, here's what most women actually get wrong about December. So number 1 is that they're trying to finish strong by forcing or overextension, especially those of you who run your own businesses or you are in corporate jobs. And look, listen, I get it. I understand. My husband runs multiple businesses. This has turned into a business, this YouTube channel. I have run businesses before. I remember in my first business, I was a freelance writer. I focused in finance specifically, and December was always crazy because everybody was going to go out on vacation the last 2 weeks of December and maybe a few days into January. So you had to get all the stuff into for your editors, all of it for the entire month of December, and then maybe a couple of weeks into January before everybody left the office on the 22nd or the 23rd. So December was always insane. Or for example, my husband's business, one of them, he manages Airbnb properties here in the area of Lake Chapala that we're in. It's a busy season because we're moving into the holidays. We've got guests coming in all the time. So I get it. I understand. Even with this YouTube channel or my husband's brand, Entrepreneur Expat, where we have an education and relocation company to help people move to other countries, even that, yes, okay, there is a moment where we have to actually sit down and review this year and then plan the rest of next year. That's fine and that's adequate and that's necessary. My thing is that I find a lot of people, and women especially, kind of wait until the last minute to do these things, which is why I'm telling you to do it now and not next week, right before everybody's about to go on vacation, because then what happens is that you're constantly rushing and you're trying to basically, fit like a month's worth of work into like a week or 2 weeks. So that's one of the mistakes that a lot of women make, and December isn't actually asking you to push. So let me give you an example. Normally on this YouTube channel, we have a lot of content. I think I've had anywhere from 3 to 4 videos coming out a week in the last 2 or 3 months. And then a live stream, something like that. Well, going into the next few weeks, I'm letting you know right now, we're going to be slowing it down. We're not going on a full-blown hiatus, right? But what I'm doing is that I'm doing a lot of things ahead of time. Why? Because on December 23rd, I fly to Miami to spend the holidays and the new year there. And then my husband and I are going to the Bahamas to celebrate our anniversary. We're not back in Mexico until about mid-January. So we are out of office until about mid-January. So if I know that and I'm looking up this schedule and December's asking me to slow down so I can take advantage of these 3 portals, these energetic portals, then what am I going to do? Okay, well, I'm not going to have as many videos coming out in the next month or so. Maybe you'll see 1 or 2 a week from me during that time period. Or maybe I will get certain things done ahead of time, but I'm not going to overextend myself, because the priority here is moving through that portal and it's spending time with my family and it's enjoying my anniversary with my husband. A lot of people don't see it that way. They just keep going, and then wonder why they are exhausted. The other thing that most women get wrong about December is that they never do anything where they're releasing the past in order to prepare for the future. I just did a training in the Magnetic Woman Transformation Bundle. One of the initiations is actually releasing everything of the past and doing forgiveness rituals and forgiveness ceremonies, because a lot of people keep trying to manifest or create new things, but there's literally no space for those new things because energetically you are blocked. And if you want to get that initiation, the Magnetic Woman Transformation Bundle is at early bird price. I think until the 18th is the last day that you can get it at an early bird price, and the link will be below. You don't have to put in a coupon code or anything. And what a lot of women also don't realize is that ease is the new edge. So when you are in a state of ease, and you can be in a state of ease even when you're busy, and I'm going to talk about how to do that, but when you are in a state of ease, it gives you an edge in order for you to create whatever new reality you are trying to create. Because the feminine, she doesn't actually chase, she receives. So let me give you an example of how you can be in a state of ease even when you're busy. Because again, I understand that most people cannot just take all of December off. It's impossible. My husband cannot take most of December off, and then I'm helping him in a couple of his businesses, and this project is not going to stop in December either. I get it. I understand. I'm not saying throw the baby out with the bathwater here. What I am saying is we have to learn how to be in a state of ease even when we are doing those things. So how do we do that? Well, number one, we can actually plan ahead, and I gave some examples of how to actually do that. I gave examples of how I'm planning ahead because I'm going to be on a 3-4 week vacation once we get into the holidays, and I want to maximize time with my family and my husband during this portal. And I want to maximize time for me really energetically stepping into this new reality that I'm trying to create in 2026. Number two is slowing down. Especially those of you who run your own businesses, you have the power to do this. You have the power to actually slow things down. So for example, my husband got really ahead on stuff for his entrepreneur expat brand, and the Airbnbs he's mostly automated. He has spent time the last 2 or 3 months mostly automating that process, so he doesn't really need to be involved. Or for example, with the Mindful Success Path, I'm slowing down the amount of videos that I'm making, and I'm pre-scheduling certain things to go out while I am on this vacation. So nothing necessarily stops. It keeps going, and then that keeps bringing in income, by the way, even when we're not working, although that is a conversation for another time. Let me know if you want me to talk about those things in 2026. So these things are still coming in, and I'm still able to attract and receive, but I'm not hustling to do it. Even in the last week or so, I will have to say that there was a bit more intensity than usual because we are at the end of the year and you have to tie up loose ends and all kinds of stuff, and we're preparing to travel, and my husband's businesses are busy, and then this is getting busy. So even that, the last week was a little bit more intense because of that. And even still, I committed to doing it from a place of ease. I committed to doing it from a place of, I'm going to be very focused in this present moment. So whatever needs to get done, whatever intensity is happening, I can move through the intensity with ease. That's what I'm going to do. And because I was able to move through the intensity from a place of ease, not from a place of like, oh my God, the to-do list keeps getting longer and I got to do this and I got this appointment, I got to go find these gifts, and then we're traveling this date and I got to go plan this and I got to go schedule that. That's what most people do. They allow the overwhelm to take over instead of doing it from a place of, okay, I'm doing this with plenty of time. I'm going to slow these things down over here, for example, right? So I don't have to do them right now. I can table them until the new year, and I'm going to plan ahead of time. And yes, okay, maybe there's a week or two of intensity as I'm closing out the year in order to prepare to take all the time off that I need to in order to respect this portal that I am moving into. But even the intensity I will do from a place of ease, and I will do from a place of presence. And when I do it from a place of ease and presence, meaning I am breathing, to start there, I'm actually looking, I like to equate it to looking at the pieces of a chessboard. I don't know how to play chess, but that's usually what comes up in my mind, where you have to be very strategic with the different pieces. I kind of equated to that. Okay, I have all these things going on at the end of December. What can I strategically move around so that I do not overwhelm myself? So that would be an example of being very present in December. So even if there is a level of intensity while you're closing some things out, you can still do that from a place of ease. I think a lot of mistakes that a lot of women make is they think that ease is doing nothing. And while rest is a huge part of the feminine, and it's one of the reasons why I'm preparing so much ahead of time before I travel in order to be able to rest and spend time with my family and my husband, I think a lot of women on the internet make the mistake of thinking that the soft life is doing nothing. You don't typically sit around and do nothing. What happens is the energy from which you are doing things changes. That's what ease actually means, because there's a huge difference from doing things from a place of like erraticness and oh my God and this and overwhelm versus I'm breathing. I'm going to look at the different things I have going on and I'm going to strategize accordingly so I make sure that I give myself time to rest. The two are completely different energies. So here are some of the devotions that you can do for December, even if you're super busy. I want you to pause more than usual, breathe, as I was saying. I want you to trust those inner whispers, especially as we get toward the last 2 weeks and we're in that stage where we don't know what day or time it is. Your intuition and your sacred signal can really come online during those last 2 weeks. Listen to those whispers, because those whispers are going to direct and guide you in terms of what it is that you're trying to create and manifest in 2026. I want you to honor rest without guilt. Rest is not something that needs to be earned necessarily. Rest is just a part of you being a human and a part of you being a feminine woman at that. The issue is that a lot of women feel guilty when they are resting, or like everything is going to fall apart when they are resting, which means your nervous system is dysregulated. That's what that means. So honor rest without guilt. You want to let yourself feel any endings that you need to feel. Anything that you don't want to take into 2026, let it end and feel the ending. Maybe there's a bit of a grieving process depending on what it is, but let yourself honor the endings that are coming. I want you to envision the woman that you're becoming. And those whispers are going to guide that. And I want you to focus not just on, I want a man, I want to make this much money, I want this, but how do you actually want to feel? And I'm going to have another video coming out on that soon. And I want you to let the presence, not the pressure, guide you. Because the reality is that December truly is a doorway for your next evolution, and you are being prepared to receive more. But in order for you to receive more, you have to put in the time to rest. And If you're feeling called and if this is resonating with you and you would like to start the new year off on the right foot, then I invite you to join us in the Magnetic Woman Transformation Bundle. Some people have already started buying it off of emails. We had people buying it before it was even public because they just found out about it. The early bird enrollment is open, so you can get it at a deeply discounted price because it is the first time that we are opening up this temple, this portal, this initiation. You can find the information on the Magnetic Woman Transformation below, or I'll have it here in a QR code. And that early bird enrollment ends on the 18th. After that, it is going back to full price. You will never see it at this low of a price point ever again because this is the first time we are opening it up. So if you're feeling called to that and you're like, hey, I would really like to ritualize this end of the year, there's a lot of really great things that you can get from that bundle that will help you ritualize and help you envision the woman that you are trying to become in 2026. Or you could simply let this video be a reminder to you that you don't have to push your way into a new year. You don't have to hustle and grind in 2026. You don't have to finish strong. And you want to remember your power. You want to remember that your power lies in your presence. That's it. That's really all it is at the end of the day. Once again, can December be intense? Yes. Are some of us experiencing intensity if we have jobs or run businesses or have kids or family gatherings or parties or this, or some of us are going to be traveling during this time as well? Yes, of course. That's a normal part of life. That's a normal part of this season. But you can still do all of those things from a place of ease and not overwhelm, number one. And number two, you can still plan the time for rest and reflection and releasing before we move into the new portal of 2026. And let me tell you, 2026 is going to be a very good year. I do feel a lot of expansion happening, not just for myself and for my husband, but a lot of the people in our communities. I'm getting that sense. It's been like the last 2-3 years have been about building and systems and, releasing things we need to let go of and basically reconstructing our identities. And in 2026 is when we're going to be able to reap the rewards of that. But you're not going to be able to reap the rewards of that unless you take the time in December to actually release what no longer serves you and make space for all the rewards that are coming in. Thank you so much for giving me your time today. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe because even though I'm not going to have as much content coming out in the next 4 weeks or so, we're still going to have things coming out that are going to be very helpful to you as we close out the year and move into the new energetic portal of 2026. And once again, you can find the links to everything, whether it's our free resources or the Magnetic Woman Transformation Bundle, below in the description, and I will also have it in the first comment. I will see you guys on the next video, and please, my darling, please take some time to slow down in this season.